I didn't even get to see the punch that hit him. Here, take a time out, like the video, subscribe, and T3 Controversy will fight you 360. Listen, Boots Ennis is good. By the way, we're here live, real time. The fight just ended. Not even a minute ago. My bad, wrong card. You know, he's undefeated, 147-pound welterweight with a lot of power. He just won via, what round was that? Third round? Or was that second round? I don't remember. Because basically what he was doing was just jabbing the face off of Custio Clayton in what I guess you can say now is the biggest win of his career. I mean, he's definitely moving up. You know, for example, looking at his resume, he's now 29-0 with 27 KOs. Chris Van Herden, Sergey Limpinets, Tomas Delorme, in my opinion, a blown up 147-pounder. And remember, he can only fight fighters that want to fight him, and he's looked at right now as a boogeyman of the 147-pound division. Him and Virgil Ortiz, but Virgil Ortiz is having some weight issues right now. Errol Spence, unified WBC, WBA, IBF champion, is sitting ringside. And doesn't Spence have the, no, Spence doesn't have the ring, but he's sitting ringside, meaning the Ring Magazine belt. Now, we're going to get you a replay of the shot because it came so quick because, you know, Ennis wasn't really throwing body shots. I mean, not body shots, power shots. He was really focusing on, you know, the jab. So the question is, this is an eliminator to be the mandatory for Errol Spence. But we're supposed to be getting Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford next, hopefully at the end of this year, sometime before the end of this year. But in the meantime, Boots is going to need another fight. And it's going to have to keep, you know, like a progression of fighters. Now, in the case of him versus Clayton, Clayton's biggest fight coming into this was against Sergey Limpinets, in which they both fought to a draw. I covered that. We're waiting for the particulars in the post-fight interview. You know, like, trust me, I don't believe that he's going to get Errol Spence next. And he is the mandatory. Let me see if we can get... It was right there in the back of the head. Like, not an illegal back of the head shot, but it clipped him. Fucked his equilibrium all up. And look, he's just down there squirming around and shit. And I'm surprised the referee let him get up, especially after he rolled over. You know, and just didn't call it off. And look, the referee is still counting. And then look, he's stumbling, tell him to go to his corner. You know, and then he falls on the ropes. And then the referee's like, all right, you know what, bro? You're finished. You're finished in this business. Stick a fork in him. He's done. It was like a hard glancing shot right off the... Let me see if we can get you a nice little replay. Oh, yeah, that's a headache. Big time headache right there. Yeah, that looks like that hurts. Like that, yeah. Yeah, that'll sit you down. That'll sit you down. Look, he's fucked up. But anyway, take a time out, like the video, subscribe, and T3 Controversy with Fight View 360. That's a bell ringer. We're going to listen to the post-fight interview and see what Boots Ennis wants to do next, and we're going to look at the rankings and see what he wants to do next. Here's another one, because I know how people are going to get. They're going to be like, oh, it was fake. He took a dive. You know how people can get, you know, the naysayers. But that joint connected. You know? By the way, also, Boots has been talking about moving to 154 as well, you know, but he wants to capture at least one title, you know, before he moves up. You know, which makes sense because, you know, what if you've been in this division all this time for, you know, if you're not going to at least try to, you know, get a title. But let's listen into the post-fight interview. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.
Let's make it official with Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 49 seconds in round number 2. He is the winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, Jaron Boots Ennis.
Has yet to go past 6. just dispatched Custio Clayton in less than 2. Jaron Boots Ennis is ready to speak with Jim Gray.
All right, Morrow, thank you very much. Boots, congratulations. Second round knockout there. They just put them in front of you, and you just keep knocking these guys out. What's going on here?
I'm just trying to perfect my craft, you know, get better and better each and every time, you know, and that's what I be doing, you know, just working on things and doing what I need to do, and that's getting that knockout.
When it's not a long fight like this evening, do you feel like you want more work, or obviously you're happy to get rid of your opponent, but what's the feeling like when it's quick?
I keep telling y'all every single time, y'all know my slogan. We in and out like a rival. We don't get paid for overtime.
Let's take a look here in the second round as you catch him with this right, as you take a look at
It was a second round stoppage.
What's going on from your perspective?
He had a high guard, so I was trying to come around with the right hook, and he leaned down, and I just stood over him.
You just caught him right there, top of the head of the ear. You think he was going to get up?
I thought he was going to get up. He was durable, you know, tough guy. Nobody never stopped him, and I thought he was going to get up, but I seen he got up, and he fell over there, and he went over there, so I was like, it's over.
Our guys, our researchers, the other announcers, everybody's trying to figure out, have you ever lost a round? Everybody's saying you probably have not.
I'm not sure. You got to check box rec. I don't think I have, though. But we'll check box rec, and I'll let y'all know.
So, Boots, what happens now? Obviously, everybody's hoping to see Errol Spence. He's here tonight, fight Bud Crawford. You're probably going to move up into a mandatory position should they get that fight on. What would you like to do now in the interim as next?
Anybody right now can get it right now, but I'm the IBF #1, you know, contender, and I think Mr. Big Fish in here is so it's time to go fishing.
Well, there's Errol right there. We saw before the fight, the bone marrow and Jackson Ramirez and how important that is to you and to find a match, and there's an opportunity here tonight for all of these fans and those watching to try and help Jackson.
Yeah, it's a little kid, you know, he's 7 years old, you know, he need help with a bone marrow, you know, help him, you know, live and stuff like that. So I'm just giving him courage so he can, you know, be motivated enough to, like, no, let somebody know he's here, somebody here with him, and, you know, I'm here to help him, you know.
Boots, congratulations on a great fight tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you in the future, and I'm sure they'll be excited back in Philadelphia.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to see Errol Spence at 147. You know, the winner of Spence Crawford, if it does happen, it's on the way. We just don't know exactly when. You know, if it's going to be late summer, end of the year type, but it's coming. I don't see him, you know, being able to fight Errol Spence at 147. He'll have to try to get him at 154. And we already see now that Errol Spence can possibly fight at 160, you know, a weight that he's probably going to end up at one day. Because look, you know, he was offered a deal, you know, or they were trying to offer Canelo a deal to fight him at 164. And technically, that's super middleweight. So, you know, what I'm saying is this. I see the winner. I see Spence Crawford being 2 fights. Or if it's not, I see the winner moving up to 154 pounds and not staying down to defend, you know, against Boots Ennis. You know, he's going to have to collect, you know, a vacant title. And that's just, unfortunately, the politics. And when you look at the quality names just overall in the division, you know, that, you know, I would love to see Virgil Ortiz, but something tells me because of political reasons, that ain't going to happen. Conor Benn and Jose Ramirez are closing in on a deal at 147. The Jose Ramirez, yes, you know, former champion at 140, you know, that will be taking place over on the DAZN. And, you know, quality names, like, you know, I don't see him and Danny Garcia fighting unless they make it a super big Philly pay-per-view. But, you know, respectfully, Boots Ennis is not really that known. You know, and it's because, you know, he's not really getting the opportunities of big names. And yeah, Custio Clayton, but I don't really rate him that high. But don't get me wrong, it's impressive that he's knocking these dudes out. You know, like, it's very impressive. But at the same time, I've been covering boxing for a long time, and maybe I just need to see more. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, once again, I understand that politically it's not, you know, his fault. They got to be able to find, you know, a solid, nice, solid fight for him. Even if they can get their hands on Kavalauskas, I would be cool with that. We're talking about names that, you know, that could possibly be made. I don't know his political situation right now. You know, maybe him versus Abel Ramos or Lucas Santa Maria. Those sounds like logical. You know, depending on Crowley's doing, Crowley, maybe they can put him on the undercard of Spence versus Crawford. You know, meaning Boots Ennis can be, you know, the chief supporter in the undercard. So, you know, I'm looking, you know, Michael Fox, Gabriel Mastri, you know, they're fights, but will these fights move the Michael McKinson, depending on what he's doing, you know, with the zone? Like, they're fights that can be made, but he needs, like, something that's really, really going to move the needle. And I don't think these guys are going to want to fight him, guys like Danny Garcia, you know, and Keith Thurman. And then there's political shit going on with a fight with Virgil Ortiz. You know? So he's in a really, really tough spot right now. And I'm looking at guys from 140 that can move up. Maybe him versus Mario Barrios. I don't see Barrios taking that fight. Got to get a win under his belt first. You know, we'll see, though. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. If I was to bet on somebody, I'm thinking it's going to be somebody like a Jamal James, Lucas Santa Maria, or Abel Ramos, or even a Cody Crowley. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe a Michael Fox and a Gabriel Mastri. That's what I'm thinking. All the other names, yeah, unless they pull out Jose Zito Lopez again, you know, wheel him out. You know, that's what I'm seeing. Anyway, take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Time for the main event. Thanks for watching.